Sup shitters, my name is Logan aka Spiderheads and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a few more tracks off of Jaydense's album 11th Hour, and if we switch over to here, I have the pleasure of reviewing a few more tracks off of this record. I listened through Verge of Abyss, and then Jaydense was like, yo, would you like to listen through a few more? So I've decided, yeah, I would like to do that. I've gonna be checking through two of the artist's choice. We got Notice, and we've also got Live It Up. And I'm also gonna check out a few of the collaborations. I'm gonna go for Double or Nothing, and then I'm gonna go Stem the Tide, I think. So we're gonna listen through these additional 4 tracks from start to finish, and here we think I'll go big. There we are. Let's go. Notice. Boom. Again, a really fascinating intro with these soft synths with a bit of the there's some interesting some light percussive elements in there, and the filter work. It catches your attention, you know? Some reverse samples in there. Damn, man, that production is fine, dude. Lovely bass resonance there with the drums as well. I can vibe with that. Oh, some perky synths in there with the hook line, dude. I dig it.
Turn a blind eye to my accomplishments. Y'all hating, just replacing y'all astonishment. I'm on some higher shit, on some straight fire shit. Few meals till I hit up retirement. Bigger bills, hitting hills, I'm inspiring. Keep it real, all this skill, I'm inspiring.
These subtle nuances to the way they deliver his line, like, he sounds like he's confronting you with the way he's emoting through the vocals. The delivery is nice and clear. I enjoy this kind of music. It totally warrants the amount of attention it's receiving. I got a fire bitch watching Netflix on a fire stick. Dream of private island hopping with a private jet. New whips I'm copping and riding until the tires bend. Do it like it's my job. Haven't gotten hired yet. Legitimate rappers I'm topping ain't fire jet. Yeah, I move like lightning. I ain't talking you saying running. Talking. That little bit of extra development with this sort of patty synth going on here on the sides. Just you basically want to stack these kind of tracks in stages. If you throw everything at the listener at once, you can kind of overwhelm them a little bit. So I'm really happy that we're having the opportunity to listen to someone who knows how to stage a track well and keep it interesting without overwhelming the listener. Get a little melodic with the rapping.
Reasons why I'm something like we ain't the same cousin. It's about time you notice. It's about time you notice. It's about time you notice.
So this track, as I understand it, is about him saying, look at what I'm accomplishing. Look at what I'm achieving with what I'm doing. You need to pay attention to this. I'm not who you think I am. I'm better than that. I'm actually succeeding.
I'm back, bitch. Thought I was finished, just beginning in here. Immaculate the way I'm spilling, man, just give it a year. Bring me my checks, I'll let you know when they clear. Used to stress about progress, now it ain't even fair. I got a bad bitch running her hands through my hair. Mad lit, blowing smoke up in the air. Drum kicks follow close by the snare. 716, your session ain't shit till I'm there. My step above, dog, you ain't even subpar. Working your whole life for what I'm getting tomorrow. My future bright, I'm a star. I'm lighting up what's around me if I die young.
It's filthy, but there's also an elegance to the rest of the non-low-end elements. It's a nice balance of the kind of... Oh, dude, it sounds like someone rolling through a nightclub laying shit down. I kind of dig that.
Doubt me while alive till you gone, they won't respect you. It's about time you notice. It's about time you notice. It's about time you notice.
A bit of vocal modulation there, that's fine though. Oh, wow, we just went straight into this. Oh, wow, that was a slick transition to track number 3.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay. You got an interesting bass line there that we stuck to that main theme for the most part. I think there's a little bit of change between the verses and the between the verse and the chorus. Nice clear delivery of the lyrics and the story. The production again on point. Good to hear it consistent throughout the record. And similar texture to what we have from Verge of the Abyss. Or Verge of Abyss. Nice to hear a different angle. I assume each of these tracks is a different angle of 11th Hour, and that's great. Gotta live it up. Track number 2. Or track number 13. Again, different vibe. But you can tell it's been mastered as part of the same record, and I love that. I adore that. Thank you for not having separate tracks recorded or mastered differently.
Just live it up. Life is way too short to be bent out of shape. Spun out of sort, taking more than you could take, more than you could endure. All the weight on your shoulders, got your knees on the floor. Let it go, baby. Life is way too short, baby.
I like this track a lot. I can personally relate to needing to just relax and take a break and just enjoy life. I enjoy this. This is a new angle from what we've listened to so far, and I adore that. Thank you, Jaydense. This is cool. This is the beauty of an album. You can increase the scope of your messaging and go for an overall theme. And if it's done well, you can make music that appeals to a lot of people that have similar tastes. And that will allow you to grow as an artist. It's just when people put a whole bunch of different songs that don't really relate to each other in an album, and if it's done poorly, or if there's even one other weakness, you're just completely screwed. There's a lot more low-key as well to reflect the subject matter as well.
Everyone you know put their stress on you, and you carry it like your own. Take a load off. Life is way too short, and all that stress making you insecure. Girl, look at you, beautiful. Showstopper like usual. I hate it's just illusional. Don't let that shit get through to you. You gotta really see your worth. You show it to everyone, but you gotta show yourself first. Focus on your goals, find your purpose on this earth. We all here for a reason, even the blessed and the curse. When fate knows you're expecting, the way gets worse. You just gotta maintain with faith, you'll make it work. That's how you keep sanity in your life. Gotta have it, I don't give a fuck state of mind. Just trust that things will get better with time. I found peace in the struggle when I realized it's mine.
Dude, I'm nodding my head to this, like, not even realizing I'm doing it. It's just the groove and the vibe of the music as well. And I think, like, when you can relate to the story or subject matter of the track, when the production is fairly on point, and when there's nothing... It's just crazy, the standard of music nowadays. It's so high.
Main reason I'm a maestro with the flows, cause I be burning up to fight the world so cold. Just live it up, life is way too short to be bent out of shape and spun out of sort. Taking more than you could take, more than you could endure. All the weight on your shoulders, got your knees on the floor. Let it go. Life is way too short. Hold the ones you love, life is way too short. Have some fun, life is way too short. Life is way too short. Chase your dreams, life is way too short. Hold the ones you love, life is way too short. Have some fun, life is way too short. Yeah.
Like it's really clever as well, like filtering out those drums, putting a whole bunch of reverb on it, making it sound different, having a break in between. Because we're talking about living it up and having a break from the intensity of that consistent percussion there, whilst he's sort of talking to this person and trying to understand their perspective and help them out.
That's how you keep sanity in your life. Gotta have it, I don't give a fuck state of mind. Just trust that things will mend together with time. I found peace in the struggle when I realized it's mine. Life is all about the highs and lows, so we stay high, baby, know how it goes. Main reason I'm a maestro with the flows, cause I be burning up to fight a world so cold. Life is way too short to be bent out of shape, spun out of sort, taking more
nice
than
bridge.
More than you could endure. All the weight on your shoulders, got your knees on the floor. Let it go, baby. Life is way too short, baby.
Like, there's clearly some modulation on his voice, but at the same time, there's a level of warmth and a gentleness to it. I really appreciate that. I think it's appropriate for the subject matter. It's really well done and fairly considered.
Let it go, baby. Life is way too short, baby.
And having like the female vocal chops or like the messaging there is fantastic as well. It's like she's responding to him. There's some like bottles, you know, like they ding ding in there, which is a nice touch and a different additional little fun layer to the percussion there that helps to stand out and kind of make this part seem separate from the rest. There we go, cool. So there is like messaging behind that. Take me somewhere far away. Yeah, she wants to get away from, man. She just wants to get away from all the hell that she's in. That knight in shining armor, my dude. Knight in shining armor. Excellent. So now it's my choice to pick two. Before I continue though, Live It Up. The three really strong tracks. Again, like I haven't heard a weak song off of this album so far, and I honestly don't anticipate finding a weak track. When we've got all the foundations sorted and when we've got a natural sort of charisma, you know, like there's hints of experience that I can hear there as well. I've got faith, and Jaydense, these next two tracks are gonna be dope. But I want to hear him working with some other people as well to see how he handles collaborations. So we're gonna go with Stem the Tide, and then we're going to go Double or Nothing. There we go. Oh, some interesting jazzy 7th chords progressions. Kind of a lo-fi vibe to this hip hop. I like the fact that lo-fi is a thing that we're doing nowadays. I know we've done it before, but like it's more common nowadays. It's kind of pretty, isn't it? That LP-ish kind of scratch.
Getting this different, look in my eye, little pep to my step like you can't stem my tide. Finally arriving in a better state of mind, but still searching for a better place and time. See, I'm the same.
I like how we resolve that harmony with the major, parallel major, and then we go back into that. Yeah, that resolution is really clean. There's a lot of musicality to this track. The harmony is beautiful.
From way back, now we're made man. See the way I stay facts, won't get me paid in advance. Yo, I got labels making plans and hoes holding out their hands. Yo, I made some moves these fools couldn't comprehend. Addict for notepads, loaded with elite raps. At it again like I relapsed. Mic stands posing as rehab. Junkie for hip hop and Ziploc bags filled with green crops to get high fast. Heart so cold, yo, I fear I bleed blacks. In my mind, a blue sky. With all of the green grass, couple drags got me gone on my ass. Drowning my thoughts, and time will come back and touch with my flaws. I'm crazy for that. In love with my art, yo, they hate me for that. I'm persuaded and swayed by the bass when it's slap. Yo, my game stays intact. I'm a race.
So we've got a real passion for the music, and that's kind of the anchor that this guy has to kind of keep things grounded.
Stay chasing a bag, the stuff to save for some cash. Try to stray away from temptations I know will end bad. Stay in my lane till I make it at last. Times change, I leave the pain in the past. I'm home.
Is this through compose? Is he just slamming these bars down without an ABA structure? Damn, man. It's great to have that change up. Good job, Jaydense.
I owe this to myself to see if it's who I am. Yeah.
Are we flipping over?
Same kid from way back, just now we're made man. See the way I stay facts, won't get me paid in advance.
Yo, where I'm from, it get colder than 11 degrees. Pops at that time had me searching for his letters to read. No hard feelings, cause it gave me something better to see.
I'm liking Young World's sort of vocal texture. It's fantastic. It's different, and it's what you need in a collaboration. You need people to sound distinct. It's just the production is half responsible for that, and half of that is also vocal technique, and I suppose an additional half that doesn't exist, but it probably should. So let's call it a third. The additional third, is effectively the fact that we need both musicians involved in the collaboration to be around about equal or on par, you know? Because if there's a weak link, it can bring down the track, and I don't get that vibe so far.
You gon' be better than me. Came a long way from DJ sets. If you retrace steps in these sketches, no checkers, cause we play chess. Who up against us? Put the bank on it. We take bets. I know my pin game is the strongest. That's why we take checks. The Grammy Awards couldn't withstand the applause I get from these jams that I'm on. I keep a damp in the drawers and clamp in the jaws. He ran from the law. My bro ain't take the stand for that charge. I'm outstanding. I don't need no understanding from y'all.
Getting this different, look in my eye, little pep to my step like you can't stem my tide.
That is interesting. It was great to have that 16 bars with them, Young World. Good. Classy. Well done, Jaydense.
See, I'm the same kid from way back. Now we're made man. See the way I stay facts. Won't get me paid in advance. Yo, I got labels making plans and hoes holding out their hands. Yo, I made some moves these fools couldn't comprehend.
Stem the tide. So it's about both of these musicians' rises from where they started with humble beginnings. Like I think Young was talking about how it gets below 11 degrees. I'm assuming that's Fahrenheit, because in New Zealand, that's 11 degrees is like an average day in the summer. That sounds blisteringly cold, and I am so sorry that you have to deal with that. That sounds utterly horrendous. Wow. But like for real, I know I'm getting distracted by the temperature, but for real, I'm proud of these two for the progress that they've made as musicians. I think anyone who can work at a craft, genuinely have love for it and passion for it, and continue to stick at it, and make music their life and succeed at it, they've got it made. You know, as long as you don't fall through the cracks or make really dumb mistakes and get involved with the wrong things and the wrong substances, you know. I'm not, you know, like, I know people personally who have gotten involved with certain drugs and completely screwed things up entirely. It's just, I'm glad that Jaydense and Young World are focused on their music and on building themselves up and getting to where they want to be. And when you're making the right steps in life, it's very difficult for anyone to stem the tide. Just let it flow, man. Let it flow. Just let it flow. Because that's how you grow. Dope. Fantastic. Really, really pretty. The music is quite thoughtful. I enjoy the fact that we are being considerate like this with the overall arrangement and the textures and the colorations of the music and all that. I enjoyed that first collaboration we had between Jaydense and I'm Young World. We're going to go for Double or Nothing. This was the track I originally wanted to listen to when I got offered the chance to sort of review a track off this album because it had the most plays and I wanted to hear what the big song was. But I wanted to focus on Jaydense himself. But we're doing collaborations now. So we'll do Double or Nothing for track number 4, the final track today, with J Mills. These are lady vocal samples and regard.
You are on Bulgarian property.
What?
I
didn't quite get that, but we'll keep rolling.
No,
it's bugging me. I want to go back. I didn't quite catch what she said.
You are on Bulgarian property.
Okay, I'm going to try and say this. You were on Bulgarian property. I don't get what that means. Is that a reference to something?
Just do what you can. Roll with the punch it, roll up some grams. Ball with the budget, still making a plan. Can sit on your ass and be making a stand. Reasons I'm hustling, chasing no bands. Better discussion, more ways to advance. Cutest shit.
I think we got an electric bass in there. Really nice and smooth with the drums. We got some brass in there as well. It's nice and bright with these double-tracked vocals. It's a nice combination of different elements.
And I kill it again. Double or nothing, I'm taking the chance. Gotta stay hustling, they right on my tail. Head by a mile, that's still how I feel. Nowadays, seeking more ways to prevail. Cause failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So lately, I don't take a day off. Investing in myself till it pay off. Playing the game like it's a playoffs. Move so fast, can't be catch me on the radar. Fire in my eyes, I've been watching what I say, dawg. All that doubt on me was way up. If it ain't heated, it ain't getting released. My throwaways outplayed, they greatest CDs. My new shit hit is hard to switch the T. My homies say that this might go viral in a week. Man, this dude got me weak. And these people be fake as fuck. We too cool for you to hang with us. These rappers can't even hang with me. Man, they try just to hang it up. Making it, never had to slay no angel dust. Shit, my son ain't gon' take the bus. But you gon' learn how to make a buck. Cause it's gon' be more if you earn it. Nothing on this earth.
You learn how to make a buck 'cause there's more if you earn it. Dig it. He's talking about like how like he's not gonna make his son struggle, but he's gonna teach him how to thrive, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Perfect, nothing in this life for certain. Besides it coming to an end, gotta find your purpose. Learning that's when life really begins. So I do what I do, just do what you can. Roll with the punch, it, roll up some grams. Ball with the budget, still making a plan. Can sit on your ass and be making a stand. Reasons I'm hustling, chasing no bands. Better discussion, more ways to advance. Kill this shit once and I kill it again. On double or nothing, I'm taking the chance.
I'm so used to it.
Double or nothing, I'm taking the chance. Yeah, so he's taking risks to kind of push himself forward and make the most of the opportunities that are present, and he's not kind of holding back or second chancing himself. And I think this is a slightly different thing than what was spoken about. We've spoken about the gains we've made, and we've spoken about our passion for it, and the struggle that comes with trying to climb the mountain, and taking risks from the hustle occasionally. But then it's also, you know, well, sure, you can take a risk, but you take a risk once you've done what you needed to do, I suppose. We got J Mills anyways.
I love me, I said fuck who they want me to be. Come more bark than the nigga, won't start with a nigga. Ain't study, ain't smart if he coming for me. Look outside and I think I'd change it. Go double or nothing, they won't understand till I make it. I come in, I'm making a statement. I stay up for weeks if it's money related. It ain't then it gotta be. Way too far to go back where I came, son. I know that they proud of me. They got a lot on me. Take the struggles from all of my people, gon' feel like the lottery. Yeah, we got some, but I'm still wanting more. Yeah, I got dreams, see my bros on the tour. Ain't no questions, got legs, I'ma chase it. Roll the wood in the stew, I'ma face it. Far from the base.
Do what I do.
I want to listen to his verse again. I think, like, I listened to him, but there were parts that I missed.
Love me, I said fuck who they.
Kill it again.
Here we go.
Double or nothing, I'm taking the chance.
I'm so used to it now, it ain't nothing to me. I love me, I said fuck who they want me to be. Come more bark than the nigga, won't start with a nigga. Ain't study, ain't smart if he coming for me. Look outside and I think I'd change it. Go double or nothing, they won't understand till I make it. I come in, I'm making a statement. I stay up for weeks if it's money related. It ain't then it gotta be. Way too far to go back where I came, son. I know that they.
Oh, so he's talking about how like he has been doing double or nothing and it's too far to go back now. And like he's not staying around unless like, yeah?
They got a lot on me. Take the struggles from all of my people, gon' feel like the lottery. Yeah, we got some, but I'm still wanting more. Yeah, I got dreams, see my bros on the tour. Ain't no questions, got legs, I'ma chase it. Roll the wood in the stew, I'ma face it. Far from the base.
Do it.
Far from the basic. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is sort of an elaboration of J Mill's perspective on what Jaydense is talking about. You know, slightly different perspectives. It's great to have these unique individuals. Again, individual, sort of very distinct vocal textures, easy to tell who's who. Great, solid production, solid flow. Both I'm Young World and J Mills, great rappers, great musicians, and were fantastic additions to the tracks that Jaydense has put forward.
Just do what you can. Roll with the punch, it, roll up some grams. Ball with the budget, still making a plan. Can sit on your ass and be making a stand. Reasons I'm hustling, chasing no bands. Better discussion, more ways to advance. Kill this shit once and I kill it again. On double or nothing, I'm taking the chance.
Nice filter work at the end. I was just turning on my camera then. It's a really banging chorus. Da 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 da. You got a kind of like da 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 da. You got energy there. There's just so much energy, even with like the sort of chilled out elements. There's like a weirdly uplifting vibe to these some of these tracks, which I wasn't initially expecting. Oh, by the way, while I remember, I forgot to mention this album art, right, that you can see here. Tony Mauro, I think Mauro, Mauro, Tony Mauro did the album art for this, and I really enjoyed the album art. I think it's fantastic. So shout out to Tony for his work on this. You know, I don't always sort of comment on the album art, but I just wanted to sort of give that shout out there. Fantastic work. Everything is so professional with this record. I'm very pleased with it, you know? Very pleased. I understand why this track was successful. You know, like I enjoy it a lot. I want to sort of go through my overall sort of understanding of this album with my sort of invented today conclusion system I've come up with, which seems to work alright. So let's have a go at it, shall we? The stories that I've heard within this track, I think, because that's the most important thing. Music is a storytelling device, as well as like kind of an experience. And the stories here that I hear from Notice, like wanting people to notice what he's accomplishing and take sort of to look at it and sort of to be aware of what he's up to live it up, being able to sort of like relax and take your time and to appreciate yourself. The verge of the abyss, which is sort of like dealing with the struggle and the tension there with growth and stuff. You know, we had what else did we have? We had Stem the Tide as well, with like looking at the progress we're making and what's involved with like stopping that and trying to avoid that, so you can just be with the flow and kind of make the most of the opportunities that are present and continue to grow. And Double or Nothing, which is again we're like you know, we're taking our chances and opportunities that are present and making the most of the situation. And dude, I got a lot of love for all this. I've got a lot of love for everything that's sort of involved in these tracks at the moment. I think that each of the stories in here are very authentic, and they're interesting stories, and the length of the songs at like typically about 2 to 4 minutes. I think that's either short or long enough to tell the tales, especially with these collaborations, giving I'm Young World and J Mills a dedicated verse each. Like the second verse was a smart idea. You know, if Jaydense starts at the beginning, of course you start at the beginning, that's how starting works. And then, hang on, I gotta do the conclusion square, so I'm a bit bigger on the screen now. I just think it's really well considered with regards to the structure of these tracks and the storytelling that goes on. And it's nice to hear the different perspectives. So these collaborations worked well as well. I think as a vocalist, I think that Jaydense is clearly very confident, very, very good vocal technique. Like, we're not talking like an opera singer or anything like that here, but at the same time, there is a remarkable amount of finesse and skill and sort of like precision involved in what Jaydense is doing here as a hip-hop artist, as a rapper, as a melodic rapper, as a storyteller, and as a musical performer, a vocalist. I think Jaydense nails it for the most part. I think that the way he expresses himself, the way he pronounces the words clearly, the delivery of the lines, is everything about it is, again, really well considered and articulate and sophisticated, even in the parts which are fairly down to earth and kind of like personable. There's always this kind of like, yeah, this guy really knows what he's doing about it, and I love that. I adore that. And there's change in the way that he emotes throughout the tracks. He's obviously clearly aware that he needs to sort of voice things a certain way depending on the situation, and he manages to nail it. And it sounds like a very comfortable, confident performance, and it's a very authentic experience, and I'm very, very happy with the amount of playtime he's got, the exposure that he's getting makes a lot of sense. In regards to the structure of the tracks, I think that the verse, bridge, chorus structure with a lot of these made a lot of sense. I know with like Stem the Tide, you had more of a through composed, like an ABA structure with different verses. Maybe you had the hook at the start. I think that having that little break between Jaydense and I'm Young World made a lot of sense there, just to kind of get one side of the coin and then the other. You know, for the most part, these are traditional structures that you have in songwriting and composition nowadays, but they work really well for this kind of music. If you can try and be a little bit more avant-garde with rap and hip-hop, and sometimes it can work, but at the same time, it can also be a little bit alienating. And if you've already got a structure that works for you, why break it, you know? So well done on that front. The instrumentation, I figure that a lot of these elements may potentially have been done through like sort of drum machines or like MIDI elements. There were probably some analog acoustic, record like some of the electric bass and stuff like that might have been recorded via like DI or like via like recordings and stuff. It's just so well polished, man. I could not hear a single note that was off. The complex harmonies that are involved in certain parts are handled masterfully, and I'm very, very happy with the overall production and the way the instruments are performed within this. Again, there's a great sense of like relatability to some of the storytelling, and the music helps to craft this overall ambience and atmosphere that makes the stories make a lot more sense. And it's that whole sort of picture that it makes a hell of a lot of sense, and I'm really happy with it. I suppose that just leaves the recording, mix, and mastering, which is it's basically spotless. I've got no complaints whatsoever with it. The EQing, the quality of the recordings, the mixing, like the mixing, mastering, the limiting compression, the auxiliary chains and stuff like that. There's a lot of warmth to it. There was no pumping or anything like that. There was a nice amount of dynamic range, as aforementioned. And yeah, it was nice and loud without being overpowering. And oh, dude, well handled. I suppose as a closing comment, how did this album make me feel? Like, how would I think about this album? I think this album is a fantastic hip-hop rap album. It's contemporary hip-hop to a key with some sort of callbacks to some of the jazzy elements and other genres, but mostly this is kind of the face of like modern hip-hop and rap. And I think that Jaydense has got a really bright future in the industry, but his fans know that. The people that he collaborates with know that. He's working with people who are on the level that he is. This is not someone who you should be straying away from. If you're a fan of this type of music, I'm sure you'll be able to appreciate what's being put on display here. And I genuinely have enjoyed my time listening to this album. I've got very few little complaints about it. I don't score these reviews, and I never will, because I don't want to give an arbitrary number to a piece of music. It would not express the complexity of decisions being involved with it. But overall, stunning record. From the artwork to the different various elements I've described in the conclusion, very happy with it. Again, you could argue, what about the rest of the tracks? Like, at this point, when I've listened to 5 tracks off the album, and they're all at this level, you'd have to be really and just having a bad day in the studio to screw up the remaining 9. Do you know what I mean? So I have faith that the rest of the songs on the album are up to par with this, especially because I chose random ones. It's actually incredibly rare that I get the opportunity to just pick 2 I like, and I think that's actually a little bit of bonus points for Jaydense. I love that. I think that's a really brave thing to do. And I've got nothing more to say about it. I think I've said everything I wanted to. I've said my piece. This effectively is my review of Jaydense's album 11th Hour. Hopefully you enjoyed this track. If you did, please do go show Jaydense some love and the various artists involved that I've mentioned throughout this track. Just show them some love via the various social medias and Spotify. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.